Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What a season this is turning out to be for the Green Bay Packers. Just when you think you have all the storylines figured out, something comes along that shakes things up. And this time, it's no different. We've seen a lot of ups and downs, but the latest news regarding Jayden Reed's injury really hits hard. It's one of those moments that could define how the Packers move forward in this crucial stretch of the season. Reed, who's been emerging as a key piece in Jordan Love's offense, suffered a shoulder injury early in Week 2's game against the Washington Commanders, a game that the Packers ultimately won 27-18. But that victory came at a cost, and that cost was Reed's health. Reed's injury was so significant that he had to leave the game early, and the subsequent reports confirmed what many feared. He's going to be sidelined for a while. The Packers announced officially that they are placing Jayden Reed on the injured reserve, meaning he'll be out for a minimum of 6 weeks, possibly up to 8. It's a tough break, no doubt about it. The 25-year-old wide receiver has been a bright spot for this team, showing flashes of brilliance, especially with his speed and ability to make plays after the catch. But now, with Reed on IR, the Packers are faced with a challenge. How do they fill that void? How do they keep their offense humming without one of their most dynamic weapons? This move had been anticipated somewhat because the team knew Reed needed surgery on his clavicle and foot, injuries that came after a promising start to his third season in the league. Reed has been pretty reliable for the Packers, though he's yet to hit the 1,000-yard mark in a single season, which is often considered a benchmark for a true number one receiver. Still, his contributions have been vital: 122 receptions, nearly 700 yards, and 15 touchdowns over his first 35 NFL games. Those numbers might not scream superstar, but they show a player with consistent production and a knack for making tough catches in tight coverage. So, with Reed out, the Packers have to look elsewhere for targets. Rookie Matthew Golden, a name that's been gaining some attention, might have to step up in a bigger role. In his first 2 games, Golden has only registered 2 receptions for 16 yards, but sometimes rookies need that chance to grow and adapt. The coaching staff will certainly lean on him more, especially in critical third-down situations. Meanwhile, Romeo Doubs remains a solid, dependable target. He's been a reliable presence on the outside and will likely see even more targets in Reed's absence. Doubs has shown the ability to make plays when called upon, and his chemistry with Jordan Love is something the Packers will want to build on now. Another interesting piece of this puzzle is Tucker Kraft, the young tight end. With Reed out, Kraft could see an increased role, possibly becoming the primary target in the red zone or on crucial third downs. The Packers have been creative with their offensive schemes this season, and Kraft's versatility could become a real asset in these coming weeks. The team's offensive coordinator will need to devise new ways to keep the offense balanced and unpredictable, especially against defenses that might now focus more on Doubs and the other receivers. And let's not forget about Jordan Love's role in all of this. The Packers' young quarterback has been developing rapidly, showing resilience and poise beyond his years. Love has been efficient, completing around 65% of his passes and throwing for a solid number of touchdowns. His connection with Reed was beginning to blossom, and that's something fans will be eager to see how it evolves without Reed on the field. The mental toughness and adaptability of Love will be tested, but if there's a quarterback in Green Bay who can handle this kind of adversity, it's him. Now, this isn't the first time Reed has faced an injury hurdle. In his first 2 seasons, he only missed 1 game, demonstrating his durability and dependability. But this time, it's different. It's the first extended period he's going to be out, and for a team that's been trying to find consistency on offense, losing such a weapon is a blow. Still, the Packers have shown resilience in the past. They have a solid running game led by a talented backfield, and their defense has been playing well enough to keep them competitive in most games. This team isn't just about one player, it's about the collective effort, and now it's time for others to step up. Looking ahead, Green Bay has a big challenge in Week 3 against the Cleveland Browns. Despite their 0-2 start, the Browns' defense has been impressive, especially in the secondary. They're ranked second in passing yards allowed per game, giving up just 146 yards, and they're first overall in total yards allowed per game with only 191. 5. That's a tough matchup, especially for a Packers offense that's been quite efficient, averaging 27 points per game, which ranks 6th in the league. The key will be how Jordan Love adapts to this new reality, how the offensive line holds up under pressure, and whether the remaining receivers can step into that spotlight. This game against Cleveland could very well be a litmus test for Green Bay's resilience. Can they sustain their offensive production without Reed? Will the defense be able to contain Cleveland's formidable front and secondary? These are the questions fans are asking, and the answers will come soon. But one thing I can tell you is that the Packers are built for this kind of challenge. They have depth, young talent eager to prove themselves, and a quarterback who's only getting better with each game. So, as fans, we have to stay optimistic. Yes, losing Reed hurts, but it's also an opportunity for other players to step up and show what they're made of. It's a test of the team's depth, their resilience, and their ability to adapt under pressure. If Golden can grow into a reliable target, if Doubs continues to show his consistency, and if Kraft can become a mismatch for defenses, then the Packers might just be able to weather this storm and keep their sights set on their ultimate goal, the Super Bowl. In the bigger picture, it's also about the franchise's culture. Green Bay has always been about perseverance, about overcoming obstacles, and about finding new ways to succeed when things get tough. With Reed sidelined, it's a chance for other players to step into the spotlight and for the team to demonstrate that they're more than the sum of their parts. It's about resilience, adaptability, and playing with heart, which is what Packers football is all about. Looking at the division, this injury could shake things up in the NFC North as well. The Vikings and Lions are both in the hunt, and every game counts in this tight race. The Packers will need to rally, especially on offense, to keep pace. The defense, which has been solid, will need to continue its strong play. But offensively, they will need to find new ways to move the ball and score points without their star receiver. It's also worth mentioning that this injury might influence how the Packers approach the trade deadline or even their draft strategy in the upcoming offseason. If they see that they need more depth at wide receiver or other positions, this setback could lead to some interesting moves. But for now, it's about making do with what they have, trusting the players who are stepping up and rallying around their quarterback. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? How do you think the team will adapt without Jaden Reed? Do you see Matthew Golden or Tucker Kraft stepping into bigger roles? And what do you expect from Jordan Love in the coming weeks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This season is shaping up to be a roller coaster, but one thing is for sure, Green Bay is never out of the fight, and with every challenge, they're building a story of resilience and determination that fans can be proud of. Let's keep the faith, stay loud, and support our team through thick and thin. Because when it's Packers football, every game is a new chapter in a story that's still being written.